Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you week 3, which is June 19th through the 25th. You'll be looking at adjectives, telling time, yes/no questions, and question words. For this week, you're going to need to study pages 40 to 45. After completing this week's activities, you should be able to describe your physical appearance, your nationality, and some of your personality traits to others, as well as be able to tell time. You should also be able to ask and respond to simple questions in Spanish. All of this week's assignments are due by the end of the day, the 22nd of June, and they address student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 6, which you can find in your syllabus. To start this week, you will want to watch your instructor-made video, so you'll click on the book here and open it up, and there you'll find some videos on Chapter 2's vocabulary. You'll find videos on telling time, yes/no questions, que and qual, and interrogative words. Okay, so after you've watched the videos, you'll go back out here, and then you'll click on the participation forum, and you'll click on the link here and hit reply and post any questions or concerns you have about the material introduced in those videos. Then you'll go back out to our site. For this week, you have a test on Chapter 1. So you only have one attempt in 3 hours to complete the test, so make sure you don't start it until you're ready. This test is in Moodle, so when you're ready, you're going to click here and open it up. And then you'll hit Attempt Quiz Now when you're ready. Okay. And so it says, La clase de la profesora Rivera. Read the following description of a classroom and answer the questions using the information in the paragraph. So in la clase español, so you'll read this, and then you'll write what the class is like, como es la clase. And then it's the same paragraph again, como son los estudiantes de la clase. Same questions again, cuántas sillas hay en la clase. So here's a few more, same description. Okay. These have to be manually graded, so when the computer does the grading, it's probably going to count these as wrong. Just remember that after the test is due, I will go back in and give you credit for these. Here, que hay en el escritorio, your classmate is helping you review the classroom vocabulary. Listen to each statement she makes, then decide whether each is cierto or falso based on the picture. So you're looking at the picture, and then you'll click this button here.
En el escritorio hay 3 lápices.
Okay, so it tells you something, and then you decide whether what it says is true or false. Okay, and you're going to do that for a few more. Always click and listen. La forma correcta de ser. Learn some characteristics of the following people and things by completing the sentences with the correct form of the verb ser. So you're just going to conjugate ser for your subjects. So this is saying Aldo y Ricardo extrovertido. So you're going to write the spelling of ser that correctly matches Aldo and Ricardo, which is who are extroverted. Okay. Remember that in a statement, your subject comes before the verb, and in a question, it comes after the verb. Okay. Here, practicamos los artículos indefinidos. Fill in each blank with the appropriate indefinite article. Be sure to pay attention to number, gender, and agreement. So this is where you're using a and some. So you'll be looking at the noun that immediately follows the blank, and you'll pick the indefinite, the un, una, unos, unas, based upon that word that immediately follows a blank. That's what's being modified with your indirect object pronoun. Here, sabes formar el singular y el plural. After carefully writing some sentences to describe the things in your classroom, you notice that you miscounted. Rewrite each of the following sentences, changing them from singular to plural or from plural to singular. So if this statement is singular, which in this first one it is, you've got to change everything to plural. So that would mean every single thing needs to be made plural, meaning your article, your noun, your verb, your adjectives. Okay, so if you don't change everything, it will be wrong. And this one's the same. Artículos indefinidos, that's like the one before. You're just filling in the blank with the appropriate indefinite article, the un, una, unos, unas. Same thing here. Descripciones de estudiantes. Complete the descriptions of these university students with the correct word from the word bank. Your word bank is right here. Realistas, extrovertidas, fascinantes. trabajador, simpáticas. So it says Francisco y Gabriela no son idealistas, ellos son. Which of these words would make the most sense? La forma correcta de ser, that's where you're conjugating ser again. This is sabes formar el singular y el plural, that's where you're reading the sentence, and if it's in singular form, you're making everything plural. If it's in plural form, you're doing the reverse, making everything singular. Same thing here, same thing here. Descripciones de estudiantes, you're completing the sentence. You're completing the complete the descriptions of these university students with the correct word from the word bank. This is the word bank. So Marilu y Carolina no son antipáticas, ellas son, and what would go in here? La forma correcta de ser, again, you're conjugating ser. You've got a few more. Artículos indefinidos, that's more like the one above where you're filling in the blank with your una, unos, or unas. Again, the correct form of ser. Descripciones de estudiantes, same thing again. You're deciding which of these words would best complete the sentence. Same thing here. Same thing here. This is the la forma correcta de ser again. Los objetos en la clase, you purchase flashcards with pictures on them, but some of them are blank. Fix the problem by writing the word that corresponds to each item shown. You don't need to put an article, just what is that a picture of? You write it here. What is that a picture of? So like this is a pen, you would write the word pen in Spanish here. This one is a book, you'd write book in Spanish here, and so on and so forth. Okay. Again, la forma correcta de ser, you're just putting in the correct form of ser. Artículos indefinidos, we've already gone over that one. Descripciones de la clase, fill in the blanks in the following paragraph with a logical adjective from the word bank, and remember to watch for agreement. There may be more than one possible answer for some of the blanks, however, be sure to use each word only once. Okay, so you'll read this paragraph, decide which of these words would best complete it, and remember that you need to make they should agree when you're making a choice. So like CS is feminine and it's plural, so you wouldn't want to pick an adjective from the blank up here that's masculine and singular, okay? And you're not to change these, you're to use what's been given. Los pronombres del sujeto. Matthew is a beginning Spanish student. Matthew, a beginning Spanish student, wrote a short letter to a new friend to practice the verb ser. However, he forgot to include the subject pronouns. Help him by filling in the appropriate subject pronouns in his letter. This is where you're filling in tú, yo, él, ella, usted, nosotros, etc. And that's what you'll be filling in there. When you're done, you'll hit next. And then you should have answers there, but you hit submit and finish all when you're done. Of course, mine is going to have a bunch of X's by it. Everything that has a red on it is wrong. And if you remember the first 7 questions will be marked wrong for most of you. It's something that has to be manually graded. Okay, so after you're done with the test, then you'll come back out here. You have activities in my language labs. You have 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 2-7, etc., etc. So if you click on this link, it'll take you into my language labs. You'll enter your username and password. I already have it up. And so this was for the week of, which week is this? These things are due the 22nd. So if I go down to the 22nd, I'm going to open it up. And my activities should populate in the middle here. I thought I was in student view. Hold on, let me go to student view. Okay, so if I click on this 22nd, they should show up in the middle now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and so you'll just want to click on each of these activities and complete them. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll notice that there are some tutorials. If it's not been assigned in my language labs, it's not required. It's just something you can do if you want to. So there, and additionally, like those extra practices have not been assigned either. So a lot of the stuff at the bottom has not been assigned. You just want to make sure you're doing the SAM activities. The other stuff is out there in case you need extra practice. Like maybe my videos weren't enough, you need some more vocabulary practice, you can do the vocabulary tutorials. Maybe my explanation on yes, no questions wasn't enough. You can watch this tutorial and then do extra practice. But for the ones that you need to do, you just click on them. and then you just answer the questions. I'm just going to put in random answers. I'm not even reading this, so this is going to be wrong. And when you're done, just hit finish and submit for grading. Hit finish, and it's going to tell you what your score is, and then you could hit try again. And this right here takes you to the link in your textbook that you need to read to be able to answer these questions. Okay, so you can do it as many times as you want before the due date. And so if you do it a bunch of times and you have a 30 like I have right here, and then you have a 50, and then you have a 100, the 100 is all that I'm going to see. So there's no reason for you not to get 100. But if, like I said in past videos, that if you're getting a lot of bad scores, then let me know. Send me an email so I can send you back a video explaining how to do the activity, because you want to learn how to do it right, not just get the grade. Okay, so when you're done with doing your My Language Labs activities, what else do we have? We also have a cultural assignment. So for this, you'll want to, you'll open up the cultural assignment, and you will hit, there's links that'll take you to videos that you have to watch on Spain. And you'll want to make sure the closed captions are turned on. Click the English, and if you hit, trying to get it to go a little bit further, so you can see that the English captions will pop up, so you can listen to the video, and then when you're done watching all of the videos, you hit, oops, sorry, I clicked out of it. When you're done watching all of the videos, hit attempt quiz now. And then you're just going to want to answer the question. Some of them are true, false, and some of them are short answer. Again, the short answers have to be manually graded, so you'll probably get the first 3 wrong. But it'll be okay. I'll go back and grade it. And here's the links again to the same videos if you would rather look at them there. Okay. All right, and then I will try to give you a second video when we get done. This is the first time I've done the writing assignment. You remember that last week, if I can get it to open. Okay, so last week you had a writing assignment. So when all of these are done, I'm going to move that writing assignment down here to this week. So it will be right underneath here, and then I'll explain to you what you need to do for the next step in the writing assignment, where you have to go in and give feedback to your fellow classmates. So I will post a second video when we get to that point.